Well, and not to continue being the Debbie Downer, but we also saw, Carrie as a mother. There's that another like really gripping, awful moment where she's bathing the baby and, lets her sort of go under the water and then last minute brings her out. Mother of the year, yeah.
Yeah.
I also have a child who's almost exactly that age. So, I was very, very interested in exploring this part of her, and seeing a less than stellar mother at play, so to speak, because it's kind of one of the last remaining taboos, an unloving mother. And I happen to know a lot of women who, are not even bipolar, but have battled very, very profound depressions and not felt, kind of spiritually aligned with this child and not having a mystical, blissful experience by any means. So, I mean, look, they're not drowning their frickin' babies, but, I think it's valuable to broaden that conversation. And look, she doesn't, but she has. Oh, and that's interesting because that needed to, we were defining it as we were shooting it. We shot it in a lot of different ways. It was, and that's something Alex should probably speak to and about. But it went through a lot of iterations, and it was worked over many, many times because it's just so provocative, and the implications are really important. Like the intention is incredibly relevant. Like how purposeful was this? How conscious and determined was she? So
here we're in very early in the season, about to say something profound and just as unlikable as you could possibly imagine about a character. And we were talking in many different ways. Is she on the side of the road with in her stroller and the cars are running by? Is she? And ultimately we came down to to playing in the bathtub and to playing that scene, because everyone bathes their child, and I wouldn't say everybody gets an idea in their head occasionally, but like, horrible thoughts do cross your mind, every once in a while, and we wanted to show that. We wanted to show that happening to our lead character, and wanted to know how far she would go in entertaining that idea. Now, it's set against the backdrop of her being stuck back in Washington, the last place on earth she wants to be, and she narratively needed a reason to blackmail her boss to get her back out of Washington. And the most powerful way would be her realization that her child was unsafe in her company. And that required her to get the hell out of Dodge.
That's just such a perfect crystallization of why Carrie Mathen is so interesting, because, she... the way that you presented it and contextualized it, her abandoning her child is the heroic act,
right?
Is the heroic choice. How'd you do that?
Yeah,
it's super cool.
That's what makes it so interesting to work on, is that it's so layered and complicated and compelling, and it's never the easy answer.
Right.
You always have to dig to find where the truth is in that.
And by the end of that episode, you think, wow, thank God.
Yeah.
She extricated herself from that.
Go back to work.
She saved her
Carrie.
child.
Yeah.